So Jinwoo finds out that his father is about to be publicly named as the prime suspect for a murder. They think he killed one of America's nation-level hunters. So Adam from the Bureau came to let him know before it all went public. So of course, they want to keep a positive relationship with him, but he just needs a minute to take it all in, because his dad went missing years ago, and they're saying he came out of a gate as a monster. Now, this International Hunter Conference is coming up, and this is where it's going to be announced. Also, Jinwoo's guild has been invited instead of the normal one Korea sends, Choi Jong-in's. So in an interview, they're asking him how he feels about this. Bro, you can't even call him a guild, like he's really a one-man show. Oh yes, but that man is Hunter Sung Jinwoo. Being a hunter is all about capability. He's more than got it. And I've seen him work firsthand, so I don't think he's losing to any guild from any country at all. Technically, he has hundreds of guild members. You can't be happy about that, because he basically just took your guild spot. And he says, yeah, I even got my passport and everything. But truthfully, I'm happy, because we now have a hunter we can rely on. The only reason I'm alive today is because of him. Or I'm proud that he's chosen to be our representative. Bro's media training is immaculate. And it cuts over to the chairman, and somebody's requesting Jinwoo's data, trying to get his raid records and see what he's done. It's from the strongest hunter in China, just trying to see what's up with him. The chairman still got Jinwoo's back and denies him access to his info. Then it cuts to Thomas talking to his assistant. He called somebody to his room. Oh, perfect timing. There's something I need to tell you, and I'll get straight to the point. Do not mess with Sung Jinwoo. Of course, he's talking to Hwang Dong-soo. Know what happened between your brother and Jinwoo? I know you got your suspicions. He tries to interrupt, then Thomas maxes out his aura and really just suns the shit out of him. I don't recall giving you permission to speak. Now all of a sudden, bro looks petrified. His assistant's just watching and glazing. Yeah, he really put him in his place. She knows he got a real strong sense of obsession for his targets. But he says, don't lay your hands on Jinwoo. Go take a break in one of the villas, all expenses freed vacation. So, will you accept my plead, Mr. Hwang? And he says, all right, well, good, you may leave. And he walks out. She asks, is it really taken care of now? He says, hell no. Keep some surveillance on his ass until Jinwoo leaves the United States. The bro is really tweaking, about to bite his lip off. Then it cuts to everybody pulling up in America, gathering for the international meeting to represent their country. They're saying Jinwoo, who everybody's been talking about, is coming today. And speak of the devil, they see him right here. Then one of the hunters notices something. Hey bro, do you not see that shit? He doesn't summon soldiers from another dimension. They're just constantly with him in his shadow. He's ready for war at all times. He notices him staring, but just thinks nothing of it. Woo Jin is here to meet them as well, because he's been assigned the job of protecting Jinwoo. So Jinho starts clowning him like, who are you gonna protect? They notice people starting to greet them. It's the guy he almost choked out on the plane. Everybody else is getting sent to their rooms because he has something to show Jinwoo. He's like, bro, is this about my father? Nah, it ain't nothing to do with that this time. You don't gotta choke me out. I also can't tell you yet because it's top secret. They get in a car to ride somewhere. He says the Bureau is under serious pressure. Since one of their nation-level hunters was murdered, they need somebody to fill the void. And I'm one of the candidates, right? And he says yes. He tells him what they're trying to offer. This runestone that was extracted from the giant dragon Kamish, a calamity that took out hella S-rank hunters like 80 years ago. We've been trying to find a new owner for this stone so they can unlock the skill. So, what do you think? He's like, hold up a second. Go back through the photos, show me one more time. That's when he sees the big-ass corpse. He's like, hold up, y'all got that in storage? Take me right now. Hold up, I don't really have the authority to do that, and I don't even know where it's at. But if we make a request, then with some time, it'll probably get approved because you're Sung Jinwoo. But he's like, all right, send it in. I'll wait right here with you. And it cuts to his boss saying, so Jinwoo's here right now? He's trying to get the runestone, right? But nah, he hasn't even brought it up once. All he really cares about is seeing the dragon's corpse. He's like, hold up, isn't his abilities related to the monsters that he kills? Oh nah, I know this ain't what I think it is. And he revived a monster that died a long time ago, and he says, good lord. And they figure it out that he's trying to turn Kamish into one of his soldiers. The deputy says, hell no, we can't allow that shit. We can't let one man be that damn strong. But if they turn him down, he's definitely not gonna work with them. He just has to take a moment like, damn, or whatever. At least we'll get to see what his ability is. They all start heading down into the basement of the Bureau and arrive at this top secret door. Jinwoo can just feel the magic energy in the air, which is crazy because the monster died 8 years ago and its energy is still lingering. And there it is, the giant dragon Kamish. He says before it died, it took down 5 nation-level hunters. Even the energy we use to run the Bureau is supplied by its crystal. So, are you satisfied now? But he tells everybody to stand back. Come on now, you know what time it is. They're all just gonna watch the show, or rise, or just rise this time. And all the shadows start swirling, but it says the extraction failed. He only got 2 more attempts. He takes a deep breath. Let's get it. One more time, rise. This time it actually works, and the giant dragon rises from the shadows. Just like Biru, he can talk too, saying, "Are you the one that summoned me?" and calls him the Shadow Monarch. But rightfully, everyone is just shook. He notices them all and says, "Human. Human? Humans must die. I'll kill you all." And it just uses its claw to completely shatter this magic reinforced glass. He starts charging up a Kamehameha. They try and tell the deputy to evacuate, but he's like, "Bro, you think we can run from this?" Jinwoo says, "Hey, enough. That crystal not even embedded in your head anymore, so you're not getting the orders to kill all humans. Rulers can't tell you what to do anymore." Again, he's speaking in a language that they can't understand. He's like, so this is how it feels to submit to the Shadow Monarch. He bows before Jinwoo and says this lowly servant who once served the Dragon Emperor pays respect to the new monarch. "You served the Dragon Emperor?" And he says, "That's correct, my lord. I served the King of Berserk Dragons, the Monarch of Destruction." He's like, wow, the strength of his ego is insane. He's on a completely different level from all the rest of his soldiers, even Biru. The rest of them are just watching like, is he wagging his tail like a dog? He's just thinking it must have been one of the original monarchs he heard of. Then he says, "Regrettably, my king, I must bid you farewell." But he's like, what? "Seems our meeting came about far too late, my lord. Not even the power of the Shadow Monarch can combat the passage of time." He starts like screaming for the system, and he says, "I truly envy your Magi soldiers that can serve you for all eternity. My king, there are 4 human beings that borrowed the power of the rulers. Please be wary of them. It has been my honor to be in the presence of my new king." Then he just fades back into nothingness, and it says the extraction failed. Too much time had passed since he died, so he couldn't bring it back. Jinwoo apologizes and says he'll cover all the repairs. As he's like walking out and everybody's quiet, he hits the shit out this wall. We could have been. But after he leaves, he runs into Woo Jin at the international meeting. He's like, "Bro, have you seen Jinho? He left after you contacted him. You told him you were waiting for him at the bureau." But he's like, "I have no clue what the hell you're talking about. I just got back here and I didn't say shit to him." And it turns out he's not on the visitor's log, so it's like he wasn't here. But he says a hunter from the scavenger guild came to pick him up. He starts looking into it, trying to call around and see what's going on. Jinwoo's like, "Nah, I got a real bad feeling about this shit." By the time he turns back around, he's gone. He's flying through the sky outside. It's all his fault, and he should have been assigned him a shadow soldier. Because if something like the Jin Ah situation were to happen again, and he couldn't protect him, like, I don't even want to think about it. He calls on a bunch of his soldiers and has them scatter all throughout the city to find him. His range might actually be endless. Then it cuts over to Thomas pulling up on a bunch of knocked out and dead bodies. Oh, brother, he's done it now. Everybody, find Hwang Dong-soo before Jinwoo does. Whatever it takes, find his ass. We must find him first, as it shows Jinho badly beaten up. Of course, him smiling at his revenge. So he's just coldly waiting on the roof for his shadows to locate him, as he pieces together exactly why he's missing, and the only clue he has is the Scavenger Guild. It was one of their members that claimed to pick Jinho up from the meeting. The same guild with the crazy person that's trying to get back at him for killing his brother. And really, it was self-defense, like bro tried to kill him first. He doesn't regret it at all, because he protected himself and Jinho. If anything were to happen to Jinho, oh boy, I'm about to crash out. Well, Thomas is still waiting to hear some news, but nothing's coming out. He's trying to figure out what Hwang Dong-soo's thinking. Like, he knows he can't beat Jinwoo. Like, damn it, maybe I've been too nice to my hunters, as he calls his assistant, and they've tracked his location over the last month, so she thinks they know where he is. And the whole bureau is helping them out, because she said if they can't find him first, then there might be a fight between Thomas and Jinwoo. Well, everybody's scrambling to make sure that shit doesn't happen. Then it cuts to this abandoned warehouse. It's Hwang Dong-soo and 2 other dudes just standing over Jinho. He's like, bro, are you sure this is okay? He says he doesn't plan on doing anything to him. There's just one thing he wants to know. I told him I wasn't gonna hurt him. All he has to do is tell me that Jinwoo killed my brother. It's literally all I wanted to hear, and he could leave without a scratch. So far, he's just been keeping his mouth shut and taking the ass whooping. He's passed out, so he goes to wake him up by punching the shit out of his chest. And if he wasn't a hunter, he already would have died. He's like, bro, I don't know why you're being so stubborn. That shit's not gonna make me forgive you. He slams his head into the beam and says, bro, I don't want to kill you. Just see, my man's right here is a healer, so I can beat the shit out of you until kingdom come. He'll keep saving you right before you die. So come on now, does that make you want to talk a little? But Jinho musters the little energy he has to tell bro to fuck off. Like, This is hilarious. But then he punches the shit out of him again. He's like, cool out, yo. I'm not trying to have to deal with a murder. He says, I'll keep that in mind, so let's get started. Now they ask, haven't you found out enough? He says, nah, I'm only just getting started. Then out the corner of his eye, he notices an orc just standing there and watching. What, was there a dungeon break nearby? Hold up, let me take care of this. The orc is just standing there shaking, so they think it's scared of Huang. He winds up to get it out of here, but just before it makes contact, exchange. Buddy is cooked. Now it cuts to his mom and sister. Damn. They're just wondering what he's up to. Biru's just lurking in the shadows like, oh mother of our king, if there were anything our lord cannot withstand, nobody in the world would be safe from it. W glaze. But then all of a sudden he gets this chill. Says, oh, this feeling, I've felt this before. The king must be enraged. That must have been why the orc was shaking. Now Thomas is in traffic driving to where they're at. He can just feel it that they've already made contact. So he just kicks open the door and jumps out into the highway telling the driver to follow him. He takes off fast as shit towards them. I don't know why he didn't do this already. Then it shows Jinwoo laying down the beats. His two homeboys are just watching. Jinho's just sitting here with a smirk as he getting the brakes beat off of him. Getting sent flying all throughout the warehouse. Can you feel the max aura? I can feel it. He tries to give him a healing potion, but the system says potions don't work when HP is less than 10%. After reading this, he's just getting more and more hot. Hey, is one of you two a healer? Heal Jinho right now. He like, bro, me no speaking no Korean. Huang says he wants you to heal him as he walks back up. Isn't this the first time we've met Sung Jinwoo? He's not listening to none of that shit. Final warning, heal him. He says, you gotta ask my boss, trying to be a smart ass. Okay, if that's what you want to do. He just slams his head into the bead. It's GG's for him. Now can you heal? He's like, Huang Dong Su, you ain't say nothing about fighting Jinwoo, yo. Bro, forget all that. Are you able to heal or not? He says, nah, that's not what I do. All right, then fine, hug the ground. He tells him to admit it. You're the one who killed my brother, right? Then Jinho calls for him and basically just tells him to be careful. He says, bro, I'm about to crash out. Answer me, Jinwoo, did you kill my brother and his teammates? They just slowly walk up to one another. He says, I don't know. You can ask him when you see him. Now, this is an appropriate response to that. Come on now, this wide ass punch. Weave, you're not landing that. Counters with a beautiful uppercut to the body. Magnificent. I bet that shit did hurt. This sends him flying through the air, crashing through multiple walls of the warehouse. Like, he really dragged the shit out of it. Finally, he comes to a stop on this pipe. It seems Jinwoo is on demon time. He just slams his head down into the concrete and picks it up. And this is him banging his head over and over and over again. He's about to bash his shit all the way in. As Thomas pulls up, hey, enough. I told you to leave his ass alone. Hey, bro, you still alive over there? Jinwoo says for now. He's like, bro, just let him go. And we can forget today ever happened. And if I don't, he says, I'll have to stop you by force. I bet, fine by me. And he just tosses him away. We find out this was all a part of his plan. He knew he couldn't beat Jinwoo. He knew Thomas would have no choice but to intervene. So he wants him to kill Jinwoo for him. Who's staring down this nation-level hunter, ready to box right now. He's like, bro, do you perhaps not know who I am? He says, bro, it doesn't matter who you are. I'm on hots right now. This is really just throwing Thomas off. His whole life, he's been carried by his overwhelming strength. Nobody messes with him, and pretty much everything is in his grasp with his power. So, well, if you end up dying, blame your own ignorance as he reaches for him. Now, a bunch of the Bureau's members have gathered around the warehouse, and something gets sent flying through them, tearing up the concrete as it goes. All we see is just Thomas, and he got knocked backwards. After all the hunters see he's fighting, they just take off running. He has Igris and Kaizel take Jinho to a hospital, and they just fly off into the sky. But I thought this was a one-on-one. Nah, all of Thomas's hunters are gathering behind him. As Jinwoo mobilizes his troops as well. Now he's getting excited because this will be worth my time. I don't even care about Huang Dong-soo no more. I'm about to beat his ass just because he thinks he can mess with me. But he says, it's not too late. I'll at least spare your life if you just stop now and apologize. We don't want to hear that shit. He gets heated like, how dare you? He like charges up his mana and destroys his shirt as he just reinforces every part of his body. Now they looking at us, we looking at them. Y'all know what time it is. Let's get this show on the road. They really having a whole war in the middle of a city. And what's crazier, he really risking hunters' lives to fight Jinwoo. All the shields like band together and form this big ass barrier, I guess, to protect themselves. Thomas don't need that shit at all. He just running right through it. He's just charged up trying to get straight to Jinwoo. Boy Tusk tries to put up a shield. He just busts right through it and flies through his head. Come on now, can't none of these shadows hold me? He's still heading straight for Jinwoo. It's impossible not to notice him exploding towards you. As he's charging, Iron jumps in the way. He just says move and sends his ass flying through the air. But when he looks, Jinwoo was already gone. He came around to his blind spot. He goes to hit him with this body shot. Actually, no, he tried to kill him. He tried to stab him, but it couldn't even pierce his skin. No, mistakes have been made. He counters with a punch and he blocks with his shoulder, and it sends him flying through the air. Bro, I know you're not looking down on me, thinking you about to just stab me like that. Then he has his own version of the Force, like holds Jinwoo in place so he can follow up and feel the difference in our strengths and despair. He's like, hold up, I can do that shit too. And Uno reverses the shit back on him. Now he's just holding him in place to catch him with this beautiful left hook from the top rope. This time he sends him flying. He's like, damn, I'm actually bleeding. Jinwoo says, what did you say about the difference in strengths and despair and all that? As he combos the shit out of him from every single direction. He's like, all right, I'll stop underestimating you now. Reinforcement. This is when Jinwoo remembers what Kamish said. There are 4 humans who borrowed the ruler's strength. They're among the 5 who survived the Kamish raid, meaning the 4 of them are nation-level hunters. As Thomas manifests this spiritual body, we find out he's one of them. Now Jinwoo tries to run up on him all quick, but he just raises his arms and destroys the entire ground below him, forcing him to jump in the air, but he's not done yet. Bro forms a black hole in the palm of his hand. Everybody's like, oh shit, we gotta get out of here. The shadows are just looking before they get sucked in towards it. He really made a black hole. This shit looks hard as hell. If it wasn't for his ruler's authority, he would have got pulled into it too. He's not finished and extends the range of the attack and just blows up the whole section of the building he was standing on. He just jumps up higher to a safer spot. As he's looking down on, he says, I won't miss this time.